Hello, 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 everybody. This is Corey D. Um, yes, about to start our live show. Let me put the link in there. Top week 3 picks. Let me see. Come on. Why didn't it come up? There you go. Let me see who's my first person. Arnold Wardrobe. What's up? How you doing? Pretty soon, I'm waiting for some more people to get it. Name David and them they come in, and we do the week's picks for week 3. Arnold Wardrobe. I'm trying to see if I know you. You want to come on and get that link, but you gotta show me your face. You gotta show me you, so I know. Click this link right here. Wait, and you'll come down here and you gotta show me your face, and I'll put you up. If you would like to join. I'm trying to wait for a little bit. So on Thursday night game, we had Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. The Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. And who do you got winning that game? David.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, David, how you doing?
Pretty good. So Steelers and Browns on Thursday?
Yeah, tomorrow, Thursday, Steelers at the Browns. Well, before we start that, you said you did 11 out of...
I was 11 and 5.
5. And I did 9 out of 7. Okay. Oh, YTC.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Corey? What's up, David?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I just got done recording a podcast right now with Undisputed. Going on in Philly. Taking a massive menorah in Philly. Anyway, back to the pick'em too.
How did you do last week?
I went 10 and 6. Yeah, I went 10 and 6.
I went 9 and 7.
All right.
I'm doing bad.
Above 500. No, that's above 500. That's good.
I went 11 and 5.
Well, overall record right now is 19 and 13 right now. So yeah, and 1 tie.
Brian. Yeah, Brian. Hello, Brian.
Hey, everybody. How are you guys
What's up, Brian?
Fine.
Doing pretty well.
Good to hear, YTC. David McNoon, my good buddy. Corey, thank you for having me on once again.
You're welcome. How did you do last week?
So last week, I went 8 and 8.
8 and 8.
At 500.
Sometimes when I guess I get biased when I do my picks. I have, my favorite teams or, teams I want to see lose. So I try to root against like the NFC West. I try to root against, certain teams,
I try to take my bias out as much as possible as well.
And I figure if we were playing for money or something like that, I would try to do that more. But since we're just having fun, I like to go with my gut instinct. But but I'm ready to go if you guys are ready to go. I'm having a lot of fun.
Okay, so
Yep.
Pittsburgh at Cleveland Browns.
Give me the Steelers.
You going with Steelers? David?
I'm going with the Steelers.
Steelers. Brian?
I'm gonna go Cleveland.
All right.
You know what? Me too. I'm going with Cleveland too.
Oh, we're split. All right.
You know, Steelers did lose last week, but I don't know. Cleveland been doing better. So I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I was gonna go with Steelers, but this time I'm gonna go against them.
This game was a coin toss for me as well, so it can go either way. That's what I felt.
Yeah. Okay, then we got Sunday now games.
Sunday slot.
Houston at Chicago.
Took the Bears.
David?
This is actually a hard one to pick, but I'm taking the Bears because they're at home.
I took them at home. I expect this game to be low scoring.
What kind of weather everyone's going to be in Chicago?
No, not that weather. Don't be just two good defenses and struggling offenses. So yeah.
What about you, Brian?
I'm going Houston.
Houston?
Yeah, I'm going to go Houston.
I want to say the Bears, but then, Houston, their defense is pretty good. And I'm thinking they're going to kind of slow down Justin Fields and keep him tame. So I'm going to go Houston. Okay. Now we're going to a team that lost last week. They could have won. They could have beat Arizona. But they lost in the last moment. Las Vegas Raiders at Tennessee.
I took Tennessee on the upset this week. Give me the Titans to get their first win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans.
Okay. I think Brian lost. We lost Brian for a minute.
Yep, that's my upset.
I think the Raiders gonna come upset and win this game. I don't think they want to go.
Aren't both teams 0-2? But yeah, both teams are 0-2. One has to eventually win. I think it'll be the Titans. I don't trust the Raiders right now, so yeah.
Let Brian back in.
Oh, he's back. All right, let's see what his pick is.
I apologize. I fell out right there.
Yeah.
So Raiders or Titans? Yeah.
I'm gonna say Titans.
All right, Titans. Yeah, Titans as well here. So, yeah.
Dude, I want to go with all four of y'all. Make it 4.
Now, I want to see the Raiders win, but I just don't think they're going to do it. Not against the Titans this weekend.
Yeah. No, their defense is very bad if the Cardinals win. I think that's the game of the offense finally gets going for the Titans. It's been struggling for the last 2 weeks.
I'm going to go with y'all. I'm going to go with Tennessee. And I kind of want to go with the Raiders, but I'm just thinking that Tennessee is at home. And they're going to fight, too. They both going to be hungry. Don't want to go 0-2, so it's going to be both of them fighting. But I think Tennessee gonna pull it off.
Mhm.
And next one is Kansas City at Indianapolis Colts.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, me too. Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chiefs too in this game. I don't think Indy.
Colts have been
I think
struggling.
Indy's tanking at this
Yeah.
point.
And plus they lost. They didn't score a point against
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Colts have been struggling with turnovers and terrible offense from Matt Ryan. Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Hey, what do we have to do? What do we have to do to get Buckner back? Because if they start like tanking, maybe we can get Buckner.
Oh, yeah, the force Buckner.
Yeah. I think the Niners can't afford that pay. Buckner.
Maybe that's just hope. Maybe that's just hopeful thinking. But let's bring him back.
Hey, listen, I wish we had Dalvin Tomlinson back on my Giants, but he's stuck in Minnesota right now. But it is what it is.
This is gonna be a big game. Buffalo Bills at Miami.
Give me Buffalo barely winning, but yeah, I'll take Buffalo. It's going to be a close one.
David.
I'm gonna go with Bills.
This game could go either way.
I honestly think McDaniels is a good coach, but I don't know. I don't think he's got the talent to keep up with Buffalo.
No, I just think Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Tua. Just for that, I trust more of Allen than Tua.
Yeah, me too, Bryant.
I'm going Miami. I'm going Miami.
Upset alert. Yep.
I really am because I didn't think they were going to do it. Well, maybe I did, but the Ravens game last week, and then I'm just going Miami because I think they're getting really hot and they can really start to push, and maybe they'll just have that upset.
Yeah.
That
it depends how they go up against the defense because Buffalo defense ain't no slouch either.
Now I do have Josh Allen as my fantasy quarterback. Week 1, he got like 71 points, so I definitely want him to do good. But I got a feeling, man, we might end if the Niners make the Super Bowl. It could be against Miami. It really could be.
Maybe, yeah.
So I'm going Miami.
Yeah.
Detroit at Minnesota.
Give me Minnesota to get the revenge. I'll take Minnesota on this one.
I'm taking the Lions. Detroit versus everybody, how Dalbert would say.
I think that was just one game, and hopefully it's not that. And then Jefferson will get busy in this game.
I really want to see Detroit do good. I really want, and I think, man, last week they really played well, but I got a feeling it's not going to be them this week. I think Minnesota's going to just take it. I think Minnesota has to prove that they're a contender. Detroit, they put the points up last week, but if you guys close your eyes and you think back and like you can't say today, but if you close your eyes and you look back and you say, what's the worst teams in the league? You're going to say Detroit. You're going to say the Browns. You're going to say the Bengals. Those are the teams that are bad. But right now, the Bengals and Browns, they've been doing good. But Detroit, they got something to prove. But this game, I think because Minnesota just knows them. It's a division game.
Yeah.
I'm going Minnesota. I really want to see the Detroit Lions do good, but my gut feeling is Minnesota.
Adam's splitting in the earlier season predictions. I think this is the first game the Vikings will take. Maybe Detroit might get them the next game. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Minnesota too. Even though I know Hip Hop Lady would be like, nah.
But yeah, there's a good chance Detroit could win too. That offense has been on fire for Detroit.
Okay, next is Baltimore Ravens at New England.
Give me Baltimore. Take the Ravens on a bounce back win here.
I'm taking the Patriots. I have no faith in the Ravens anymore.
I just don't have faith in Mac Jones. That's why. Mac Jones.
What about you, Brian?
I'm going to say Baltimore. I'm going to say Baltimore because They lost bad against Miami. They thought they were going to win that game, and they fought hard. New England could sneak this game out. This is a really scary game. If New
It's a
England can
close
win
game
this
go
game,
either
this could
way.
be a statement. It could be a statement game for Mac Jones if he could win this game. But for me right now, because of the weather, I'm going Baltimore.
Me too. I'm going Baltimore too.
I might play safe and take the over in betting, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either one wins. Yeah, another coin toss, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely 50-50. And whoever wins this game is really making a statement.
I'll just bet the
Yeah.
points for this week, but yeah.
Cincinnati been letting us down. They've been losing a lot. Cincinnati and New York Jets.
Bengals get their first win, and I'm calling them the Bengals. But yeah, Bengals will get their first win.
David, what about? Oh, there you go. Is he gone?
No, I'm back. What game we on?
Cincinnati.
Bengals and Jets.
Bengals,
I'm taking
Jets.
the Bengals on this one to get their first win.
And Jets? Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
Bryant.
I'm going Bengals.
How good is Jets defense?
The Jets defense, I mean, they did improve a lot with the front seven and secondary, but I just think Joe Burrow's a much better quarterback than Joe Flacco right now, even though his line is really bad. It might be actually low scoring because the Bengals O line is really very improving and trash. So the Jets could possibly win too, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I can't just see the Bengals going 0-3 with Joe Burrow at quarterback with all those weapons they have.
Yeah.
Eventually they have to break out. I think this is the game they can do it.
And going to the Super Bowl like the prior year. This has got to be like a statement game for their locker room. If they go 0-3, that's going to be devastating. That's not going to give them no hope.
And then the next game.
Corey, what's your pick? Cincinnati.
Oh,
What's your pick? Cincinnati or Jets?
Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati.
All right, so all Bengals,
Cincinnati.
yeah. Bengals.
Philadelphia at Washington.
Could be either way, but the Hurt Business will probably win this fucking game. I'm hoping it's a tie though.
I'm picking the commies.
Yeah, I forgot Carson Wentz's revenge game.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Washington is turning out to be like that dark horse team. They definitely keep coming back up. But I'm going Philadelphia in this game. I think it's going to be Hurst. Not by much, but he's going to win the game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll go with Eagles. I was first going to go Washington, and I'm like,
I'll be hosting. That's the first game I'm hosting on Sunday.
But
I'll be doing that.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's in Washington. Yeah, it's FedEx Field. Yeah.
Okay.
But the commies could win at home. It's 50-50 between when the Eagles and Washington play.
Most definitely, that's a good coin flip, and especially this early in the season because both teams seem to be very, very on ball right now.
Offensive wise, yeah, but I can't say for the defense because they've been letting up a lot of points. Offensive wise, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, New Orleans at Carolina.
Give me the Saints, but I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina wins this one, to be honest, since they're at home.
I'm picking the Saints because I have no faith in the Panthers whatsoever.
I'm going to go to the Saints as well. I think Carolina is going to be very eager to win. They're going to be hungry, but I don't feel that they're going to win this game. New Orleans right now is rolling, and I just think it's going to be the Saints.
Yeah, me too. Even though they do New Orleans and Carolina, they gonna. I'm gonna go Saints.
That's a coin toss, but yeah. Both teams have been struggling, so yeah, it's a coin toss.
Okay. Jacksonville at LA Chargers.
Chargers.
The Chargers.
Man, you guys know I've been hot on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've been hot and cold on them, but I've been picking them. But this game's at LA. I'm gonna go Chargers. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville pulled off an upset just because.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't think.
I mean, defensive wise, yeah.
Their quarterback's gonna get better and better. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go Chargers for this game.
I think that game could be close, but yeah, I think the Chargers will pull out at the end.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Herbert? Is he playing?
Yeah, Herbert's playing, I think.
I know he was injured.
No, I'm going off the assumption he's going to play regardless, but that's me, though. I'm going off the assumption.
He took a good shot. He really did.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good, though. Hopefully so.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 4 p.m., 1 p.m. slot here.
I still think with Chargers. I was thinking about going Jacksonville that time. Because I didn't know if Herbert going to play.
At this point, you just have to coin toss. Some of these picks, I just usually coin toss them if I can't come up with a decision.
Okay. Let's see if AZ going to be happy or Peloton going to be happy. David, you know who teams that are?
Yes.
The Lambs and the Red Chickens.
The Red Chickens and Lamb Chops, yep. But yeah, give me the Red Chickens at home for that one. Take the car, especially after that win they got. They're riding off heavy momentum after that comeback win. I'll take the hot team right now at home.
I'm picking the Red Chickens, although something's telling me not to.
No, I think they'll split the series, but since this game's in Arizona, I think they'll get the early win.
I definitely agree. I think they're going to get the home win. I don't want to root for the Rams really at all anytime. I don't want to root for any of the I don't want to root for any NFC West. I always want to root for a tie.
Like I am.
But for this game, at home, they did come back against the Raiders, or surprisingly whatnot. Something tells me too, like David said, the Rams are going to possibly pull this out. But I think the Rams are really going to start showing their weaknesses throughout the season. I think there's something really wrong with Stafford's elbow. I think the team's just not the same team that it was last year.
Yeah, Stafford's still dealing with that arm fatigue. I think that'll be a factor. I think Kyler will be able to outscore him because he's more healthier.
I don't know if Kyler will be the factor for the win.
Kyler hasn't been the problem. It's just the defense has to step up. That's about it from what I've seen. Kyler was playing really good in those two games. To me, he didn't turn the ball over, so yeah.
And now the two teams, Arizona seems to be able to put up more points. So I'm definitely going to go at Arizona right now.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite, y'all.
All right, Rams? All right.
I'm going to go on the Rams. Because I just don't trust Arizona's secondary. And with Cooper Kupp, I just see the Rams having a better offense going on because right now Arizona's defensive backs ain't that good. I'm gonna go with LA Rams on this one. And in plus T2, you say why didn't DeAndre Hopkins didn't have a good game against the Raiders? I mean, Arizona. But I think because Carr and him still haven't got that chemistry that they thought they would have.
I'm waiting for Hawkins to get back for fantasy purposes. I have him on the bench.
I'm just really hoping for LA to lose like every game possible because I don't think LA is the team that they think they are, and I want them to really be exposed for the posers they really are. I think last year's Super Bowl was. I think they bought last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah. But yeah, I still expected to either be the Rams or most of the Cardinals to win the division, one of the two. But the Niners are in the fold now because Garoppolo's playing. At first, I thought because Trey Lance, it was going to be basically the whole Trey Lance show, the entire. But now the ankle injury changes everything.
Yeah.
I think the Niners, the whole season, I think they're still in contention.
The Niners are still in. Now they're 1-1. It's early in the season too.
It just really depends on each game.
Okay, Atlanta at Seattle.
I'm taking the Falcons on the upset as well. First win of the season for Atlanta.
David?
Falcons and Sea Chickens?
Yeah.
The Falcons and Sea Chickens. I'm taking the Falcons.
Two birds facing each other.
I would call this the toilet bowl. This is a hard one.
Something's telling me
I'm gonna take the Falcons because they literally almost beat the Rams at SoFi.
Yeah, something's telling me to take the Falcons, but that's me. And Mariota right now is better than Gino in my opinion. So yeah.
So I was a big fan of Mariota when he was at Oregon Duck. I was hoping the Niners potentially could have got him when we had Chip Kelly. I know that didn't happen, but I was really hoping that was a possibility. Then he went to he bounced around a little bit, but he went to the Raiders. The Raiders they believe in Carr at the time, but I think Marcus was a better quarterback, and now he's in Atlanta. I really hoped we could have got him behind Trey Lance. I thought that would have been really like a sustainable quarterback. I know some people were saying
instead of Jimmy G, you would have been Mariota starting at this point.
Yeah, and that that was people again going with like the narrative that people were cutting Jimmy G or we were trading him. But I thought if we would have got Mariota, that would have been like a decent veteran, backup kind of / veteran quarterback that could have been right there, who could have possibly plugged in.
He's a better deep thrower than Jimmy G right now. He's a better deep ball thrower. So,
but against just like I said before, I don't want to root for the NFC West. So I'm going to Atlanta for this game because one, I think Atlanta's hungry. They got a better quarterback than Geno Smith. Even though it's in the Seattle, it's going to be a good 12th man. I think the 12th man's dying out, so I think that it's going to be Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going with Atlanta too because they almost came back and beat the Rams. It was just like I think David, you the one told me. It just came down to
the Rams closing it out, having a better coach. I mean, he's a better head coach than Arthur Smith. I'm Sean McVay right now, so there's that.
So I'm gonna go Atlanta on this one. Go John Jay.
What's up?
What's up, John Jay? So we're in the 4 p.m. Eastern time slot right now. 1 p.m. your time slot. And the pick'ems.
So who you think gonna win out Seattle in Atlanta, John Jay?
Seattle versus Atlanta.
I took the Falcons on my end, so yeah.
Well, the way Seattle played against us, they were horrible. Again, our defense is good. We have a good defense. Now, Atlanta, I heard that they gave a scare to the Rams, but every week is different.
They almost came back too, so yeah.
I'm gonna go pick the Falcons to win this game, not because I think the Falcons are good. I think Seattle has been brought back to earth, and the way they play, they're not good. I don't know how they won week 1. Well, they're not good.
Yeah, week 1 was their Super Bowl. They had to beat Russell Wilson, so
I mean,
They went
upsets
all
happen
out.
every now and then, so that's just a random upset that just happened. I think they'll be, like John
If
G said, they'll be back to reality.
If Mitch Wisnowski would have caught him when he went to dive for that block field goal, that would have been a shutout. But he was just 1 inch, too short.
Okay. Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
Give me the Bucks by a close one. Give me Tampa Bay at home.
David?
I have to go with the Bucks. I think they have the better defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm going Green Bay. I got 5 uncles that would tell me, the Packers have something to prove here. So even though it's at home, Tampa Bay's at home, I think Aaron Rodgers, he's got to come in and prove something. And especially this is going to be like one of those bench games for him in the back of his head. He's got to beat Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Green Bay.
John Jay?
All right, so the Buccaneers lost their wide
Star receiver, yeah, Mike Evans, he's out for a suspension.
one game. But the defense, this is a real toss up for me. This is a real toss up.
Another coin toss game.
Green Bay can win it, but something's telling me in my gut, do not root for Green Bay. And I'm gonna take the favorites, which is basically something you should never do when you bet, but you should take the favorites on this one. Take Tampa Bay.
Or you could just play safe and take the over at 41, but yeah, you can go either way.
Or you could just do the spread and the points.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking the points. It's pretty favorable at 41.
Which is more safe. Not every game you need to. Some games you should.
Yeah, exactly. I like to mix up the over and unders along with the spreads. I like to mix it up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, it is a little tough one for me because I do. Tampa Bay, they've been playing good, and then also offense. Tampa Bay offense is in trouble. They got a lot of injury on offense.
Or it could just be a matchup because the Saints always give the Bucks a lot of bad matchups on offense. They shut them out last year like 9-0, I believe. It might just be a matchup thing.
So everybody wants to see Tampa Bay, right?
I'm picking Green Bay because I think it's just really hard for Green Bay to start 1-2. So with Tampa Bay being 2-0 right now, I don't see Green Bay losing this game.
Because I'm hearing about Tampa Bay's offense. Even though they got Tom Brady, I just think it is that a lot of injuries they have dealing with. I think I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
All right, Green Bay so split as expected in a close game like this.
Well, it's like right now with me, I'm going with a lot of away games. Teams that away. Okay. Sunday night game.
Yep, here we go.
The 49ers at Denver.
Give me the 49ers.
David?
I am picking us in a tight game. And I mean within 3 points type game, but I'm not going to give a score prediction.
Brian?
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very close game. I think maybe like towards the end. And I think we're going to win by a touchdown.
The wire. Okay.
I think we're going to win by a touchdown. Either the defense lets up and Russell Wilson comes close, or we're going to maintain the lead.
Yeah, the game-winning drive.
But I think this team is very confident where we're at right now. Even though we suffered a great loss, I think we're still very confident. And right now at running back and stuff, it seems to just be plug and play. As far as everybody else, we start to seem to be getting healthy. We got Kittle maybe possibly returning. We got Ward coming back.
Kittle's going to help out a lot.
So
returning.
right now, this is going to be one of those hype games because they really, really want to beat Russell Wilson. They just beat the Seahawks. This is going to be like one of those monkeys off the back kind of game. I think it could be very, very close. If I was going to predict a score, it's going to be within 7. This is going to be one of those games. It's going to come down to biting your nails. Russell Wilson might have the ball at the end of the game, but Niners are winning this game.
Yeah. John Jay, Michael.
So I never, ever pick, my team's game. I want the Niners to win as a fan. Now, I will say this. Do not go over. This is going to be an under. So I'm going to say this. Whatever the
Yeah, I'm
over,
betting the under on that one as well. I figured.
guess what? The Broncos offense with Russell Wilson, his pass percentage is very low. He lost one of his wide receivers for this game. The defense on the Broncos, they're still a good defense, averaging less than 200 yards a game in the first 2 games. The Broncos defense is going to give Jimmy Garoppolo some issues. And again, the middle of the line. So when I look at this game, pick low scoring. I think no one is going to go.
Yeah, bet the under. Okay.
No one's going to go over 23 points. So this is going to be probably a 2019, 2017 type of score. Go under if it's over 40. I want the 49ers to win as a fan, but I'm not going to make a prediction. This is a toss-up. Both teams are finally starting to play some good competition. The Niners on paper are the better team, but we said that against the Bears, and the Bears beat us. But I'm not going to make no prediction. I want the Niners to win. So I'll go with the under in this game.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Bears beat us, but we beat ourselves in the Bears game.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at it. It just happens every.
I really think Week 1 came down to like clock management time. I think because I think if they would have scored earlier instead of taking the field goals, I think that would have put away the Bears. I think they thought they still had time with the way the game was going, the weather was going. But at the end, when it started coming down and the penalties were coming, they couldn't stop the penalties. We can sit back and say as fans or as commentators, whatnot, that the penalties were biased or whatnot, but they still made a difference. And the Niners need to play more disciplined football for sure. But it came down to a really good clock management with Week 1.
Now, when I did, me and David, we did, this our team schedule. We did our predictions. I did pick Denver to beat us, but that was like we going to sing it. But now that I've seen how Denver been playing and how we've been playing, and now that Jimmy's starting, I'm gonna go with the 49ers. But
Yep.
a lot. I was listening to Nordcam and Steezy talk about their game, and they were talking about how how they said when Trey got hurt, they said they hate to see that. They was like, man, now they thought they knew they blew their chances of winning the game when Trey went out. And they said now the better quarterback is coming in, Jimmy.
Yeah, I called into Rombo. I call in a lot, and I'm not trying to plug other people, but I called in and we did a breakdown real quick of the games, and both of us kind of went 12-5. Between the Seahawks and the Broncos, the Falcons we play, those are those games that like I consider trap games because the Falcons always seem to play as hard, the Seahawks always play as hard, and now the Broncos have Russell Wilson. So again, I think we're going to go 12-5 for the season, but this is a very, very tight game. This is one of those games that we could very well lose, and if we don't lose it, then great. But this is a game that we could very well lose because he knows our team very, very well.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. Now, speaking of the Falcons, I want to make this point. In 2019,
Very well.
in 2019, we lost that game. It was like a. But last year we played the Falcons and we just dominated them. We destroyed them. So, and this notion that the Falcons play good against us, I'm not going to doubt it, but we blew them out 31-10. So we beat them by 3 touchdowns. So, and they had Matt Ryan on that team. They don't have a lot of those players like that. They're a rebuilding team. So if we lose to the Falcons, that shows you that we have a problem, not with the Falcons and Niners. No, there's a problem with the coaching and how we play against.
Yeah, that's just bad coaching at that point.
So now when it comes to the Panthers, I said this:
that's horrible coaching.
The Panthers may have Baker Mayfield, but Christian McCaffrey is not going to catch 100 catches, have 250 carries. They started to waste this kid, so he's not going to have that same impact. They don't have Luke Kuechly. A lot of their players were traded to other teams. They're rebuilding, and Matt Rule is an idiot. But I'm not worried about Carolina until we play them and see how they match up with us. So I'm not worried about the Falcons or the Panthers unless the coaches don't know how to coach those games.
All you have to do is just blitz Baker Mayfield. He was overdoing a lot in my game when we played him. From what I saw, all you have to do is just blitz him.
You definitely have to remember that the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints, we played them multiple times. We used to be in the division. And those games do go back, and a lot of fans do hold grudges against those teams. They are rivalry games, even if the players that aren't playing have a grudge against other teams. They always play us hard. And, the pick at the stick, all the playoff games that we played against the Saints in the last couple of years. The recent game with Kittle and Jimmy Garoppolo against Drew Brees. We broke Drew Brees' ribs the last couple of years. We basically retired Drew Brees. So those games are definitely potential trap games, because if we underestimate them, then there's a good chance that the Niners think that they're better than everybody. And if they don't think that, then it's going to be that way.
I'm going to stop you there. The year where Street broke or bruised the ribs, we were bad. We didn't have no wide receivers. Nick Mullins was our quarterback, and we did pretty well against them. It's just that the Saints had superior talent. If that year Jimmy was healthy, Kittle was healthy, Moser was, a lot of our players were healthy, that game would have been very different. So it's kind of weird how people say, like they always play us really good, but I always have this argument on YTC streams when the Rams, when the Cardinals and the Seahawks owned us, we were horrible. People forget those wins. Like after Harbaugh left from 15, 16, 17, and 18, those were 8 easy victories because we were horrible. They still beat us. We still give the Seahawks their credit.
Yeah, we were horrible too against Eagles by those accords.
I'm going to say you need to go with the games where the starters were healthy, both teams were really good. Then you can say how it was. But I will never say that teams own us. So that's just a weird, argument that, if the Seahawks were horrible and we were really good, it would have been the other way around. But people forget that. So, yeah, you still give the Seahawks for winning the football game. NFL, you win games. Doesn't matter who you play with. But you have to be in an even playing field before you can judge who owns who.
And shoot, that's the case. When we were in the same playing field as the Eagles, we owned them back in the 80s.
Hey, have we picked the Monday night game?
Not yet.
Oh, my Giants. I was
got
the
it.
Giants. Yeah, my Giants.
Okay,
the Cowboys.
Monday night game. The Cowboys at the New York Giants.
You know my answer for this one. I think we can actually win this one, Giants.
David?
I think the Giants actually get their 2 top pass rushers back. Am I right, YTC?
Yeah, we are. Or at least one of them.
and I don't. I have no faith in Cooper Rush whatsoever. So I'm honestly thinking the Giants win in a squeaker. We're talking again within 3 points, but I think the Giants win.
Yeah, I could see that because it's the divisional game. I don't trust these divisional games to be blowouts unless especially against the Cowboys. I don't trust it to be a blowout.
Right.
I'm going Giants. It's their home game. I don't believe in the Dallas quarterback either, so I'm going Giants.
John Jay.
So, like for me, these games are always the hardest divisional matchups, no matter who you are in what division. Divisional games are the hardest. Now, after I rewatched the Cincinnati and Cowboys game, Joe Burrow was being destroyed. That offensive line is horrible. I don't know the offensive line of the Giants, but they're not horrible.
No, Andrew Thomas is the third-rated PFF player. I know it's PFF, but he's the third highest-rated player in the league right now. So that should tell you.
Let's see how the pass rush does against a competent.
Michael Parsons is going to be a problem. I'll tell you that.
Now, Cooper Rush did do pretty well, but the Cowboys are the Cowboys, and I've said this for a long time. This year is not the Cowboys' years. Look what happened. Dak got hurt. So I kind of knew that. This Giants team is better than it was a year ago. A lot of new players, a head coach who's been doing a really good job. In the first 2 games only, the Giants have beaten Tennessee and they beaten the Panthers. But now it's a divisional matchup. Take the under. Just like any division, take the under. I got the Giants winning in a very close one. I think that the Cowboys will have the ball at the end, but they're going to find a way to blow it.
So,
I could be wrong, but
so it's going to come to defense. I love it. I can see that.
This is going to be like a 12-round boxing fight, and the judges would have.
We'll get the last final push. Yeah.
So that's
the final blow.
I got the Giants.
Yep, I'm going with y'all. I'm going Monday night Giants because I like Dave and Bryant. I don't trust
Cooper Rush,
and I think the Giants gonna win this one.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So what's everybody's total points?
Total? What do you mean, points?
Yeah, at the bottom. What's your total points scored in Monday night?
Oh yeah, if you had tied breaker, if we was, and then they would say that we all had the same, and so they look at the points that we have for Monday night.
I think the total combined points. Yeah.
I think Giants 23, Cowboys 21.
That seems possible, yeah. A lot of our games came one possession, so I could see that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got for the total points scored. I don't know who's going to score more points. I think it's going to be the Giants, but I got a 44. That's my game prediction that will be scored. 44 points.
I just go over and under. Yeah, I'm taking the under as well.
34 points for me.
I'm taking the under at 37. You're 20-17. I'll take the under on 37 there.
Yep. And remember, every year is different. There's no formula for consistency. If you're a really good team year in and year out, that's a rarity. Because you go back before 2009, you knew the teams who were winning the division, contending for the playoffs. Now every year since there, it's been a weird outlier.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, exactly.
Inconsistent.
At this point, from what I've noticed, it's about who can get the hottest at the right time. It's no more about the consistency of years being good teams year in and year out. Whoever can get hot has momentum at this point. You saw with the Bengals last year when they got hot and they made it all the way.
Yep.
Momentum is key nowadays with these teams going in. So yeah,
because like Niners are at the
like
bottom.
the Niners, yeah, exactly. The Niners had all the momentum after they beat the Packers. After that game, going into that game against the Rams.
All right, I got a question. John Jay kind of briefly touched on this today, and I think he's touched on this a couple of times. I think CG has too, and there's been a couple other people. But back in the day, they used to have more preseason games. They used to have more practices. They had less games. I don't care how many games they want. They want 17, 18 games. Let's go back to having like 6 preseason games. That's my thought.
I'm used to the 4-game preseason for me. That's how I prefer it, to be honest. The old school, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Niners sometimes they get that Hall of Fame game, so we'll get stuck with 5 games instead of 4. And I know back in the past when they had a 6-game preseason, they had a 14-game season. And I don't mind having a preseason game. I think that's better for the fans to be able to go and see the team.
Not even that, just for the players to have a shot to make the team and get more chances.
Yeah.
And if they're going to be expanding the roster every year, or for the last couple of years, they're expanding the roster, the practice squad. I think we should give players more time out there for games that could potentially matter. That doesn't necessarily matter for the score. So I'd be so happy if they went back to 6 preseason games.
Mm-hmm. Like for me, like yeah. So basically, in 1978. The NFL went to the current format before they changed it a few years ago. 16 games. 16 games. But before that, it was 14 games.
Yeah, 14. And 12 before that, yeah.
In the 50s, it was 12 games. And then in the early days of football, it was 10 games. That's how it always was. As football has become popular, people have realized that football is now a mainstream and a cultural phenomenon that has really changed what America is. Because a lot of people forget baseball was the American pastime. Baseball was the sport. Now today, football has transcended its seasonal once-a-week format. Now the league is trying to make football as long as possible and make every aspect of football, like the combine, which was not a big thing until 2010. Then you had free agency, which basically, were only for like the major stars. No one really cared. Then the draft was a weekend, basically round 1 to round 3 on Saturday. It was 8 hours.
Yeah, the whole draft itself was a whole celebrity. Yeah,
that's what it
was.
The
whole draft.
And that's what it was. So then they started to do OTAs, mini camp, trying to extend football as much as they can. Now football has become a 1-year thing. So what football needs to do, I think Roger Goodell needs to go. I think, no disrespect to this guy, but this guy has hurt the game more than Tagliabue. He really needs to leave. Football should not go to Europe. It shouldn't go to Canada. It shouldn't go to Mexico. America is...
It's an American thing.
It's here. So that's what we need to do. And what you have to do is you need to start advertising football from basically July all the way to February. So basically what they need to do is basically like once July starts, they should extend training camp. And then when Super Bowl ends, then what they should do is put everything in May, so there's something to talk about for an entire month, giving the team time to relax, getting them some free time, the general manager
get their bodies in shape.
Then in May, squeeze everything: combine, free agency, and the draft. Then you have June for nothing, and then that's how you make football popular. Because when you put everything together, then it's more fun. Because if you try to stretch everything out in a 5-month period of nothing to do, you get all this clickbait and all this bullshit.
What's up, Shifty?
But again, I'm not the owner. I mean, I'm not the commissioner.
Commissioner, yeah.
The NFL has to really decide what they're trying to make football. And also, they need to make football more accessible screw these like Prime deals, screw all these like Netflix because they're trying to put NFL on Netflix now. So stop. Just put the games how it used to be. Thursday night games on NFL Network and in the locations where the people.
Or just on Fox. They didn't have a problem doing it on Fox.
No, I agree 100%. You know, this isn't the XFL. We don't run a camera out before the field goal kicker goes to kick his, kick. And we don't take his, oh, how do you feel right now? This is the NFL. So, I know everybody wants as much coverage as they can get, but like, I'm going to say it brick by brick. The what's the other one TV show that they want to come inside your locker room and then destroy your team? I can't think of the name right now, but the whole everything like that. We just need to get back to like let the players be in the locker room with the players and doing what they need to do. We need to keep the cameras out of it because overhyping it isn't helping the team; it's hurting the team. Overexposure isn't good exposure. Just because you can see everything and you're, oh wow, I know what this so and so says, and man, he's a really funny guy. I don't care how funny he is. I want him to catch footballs on Sunday. I want him to score touchdowns. So, again, I've said this before. Social media is really bringing the world smaller, and I think really the players need to stay off of it. But as far as Roger Goodell, he definitely needs to step back. Somebody else needs to take place of the league. He wasn't good with a lot of players, a lot of circumstances. Like or don't like Gruden. What happened with Gruden is totally horrible.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with the Redskins organization, the Commanders organization, Daniel Snyder still being the owner. Because he's got billions of dollars, this makes it right. No, if this is the NFL, the commissioner needs to take charge. And maybe it's the same thing with what's happened with like Ben Roethlisberger or Deshaun Watson or other quarterback players in the league. If you're a bad player, you need to get cut because these are players. People believe in you, and kids believe in you as heroes. So,
I mean, yeah, they're basically role models to little kids that want to play football growing up. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
so I mean, that's I think people like me or don't like me. They don't like this type. The reason I really strongly feel that Kaepernick's not in the league anymore is because a lot of the people don't feel he's a role model. He might be the role model to some people, but the league doesn't want to push him as a hero, and that's why he's not in the league anymore. So.
But see, Hard Knocks. That's what it's called. Hard Knocks.
Thank you, Cody. That's exactly what it was. Hard Knocks. I need to stay out of the locker.
Shifty one said it.
Thank you, Shifty.
A part
I
of
was
me
trying to
agrees.
think and it was on the tip of my
A
tongue.
part of me agrees here. A part of me agrees about the Hard Knocks, being a distraction to the players, focusing. But then, my entertainment side agrees. I want to see what goes on in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
I want to. So it's you're damned if you do, or you're damned if you don't, as a fan. So.
And also
Must agree.
And also I'll touch on the Hard Knocks, but like I want to give a really good example for many people who are not football fans.
I'm all right, Shifty. Thank you.
Who are not football fans. Like, I understand that there are people who do not like football because they don't like sports. And there are a lot of people. Remember, this is a giant nation. Not everyone loves sports. There are people who,
of course,
don't watch sports. Now, you have these people who basically watch other stuff that is not sports. Here's a little controversial thing. There's something called politics in our country because, again, we do need to know our civic duty. We need to understand civics in our country. So we all know that America's not perfect. America has a lot of flaws and problems. We know that. But people don't want to talk about that stuff, especially I don't want to talk about that stuff. So what Colin Kaepernick was doing is understandable because we understand that there are bad people who run this country. And I'm going to put everyone, who run the country and all the different types of government departments. But when you're an athlete, you are paid millions of dollars to play 3 hours on a Sunday, maybe Monday or Thursday, and you collect your paycheck and you work out. When the season's over, You can do what you want to do outside the regular season. I'm going to take, my 5 months off, spend time with my family, fight for the causes that I want, and I want to do it away from the media. That's Colin Kaepernick, and I will always say this, and I don't give a damn. You lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. You were pissing like a little baby, so you sat down. The Bay Area media pointing a camera at you, and your stupid quality control people, like your agent, have to come up with a reason why you were sitting out during the national anthem, and they put a stupid idea in his head. He's not going to admit that. So guess what he did? He took that, and he became a more famous person to non-football players. Now, at the end of the day, you can disagree with me, you can agree with me. I'm not here to tell people what to do. That's the real damn story. Even Richard Sherman, when he was a Seahawk, he says, I was from Compton, California. I dealt with the gangs. I dealt with that street life, yada, yada. I got an education. I went to school. I went to Stanford, technically the Harvard of the West, which is a very expensive college. Became a great athlete, got his diploma, got drafted, made millions of dollars. And he made it very clear. A guy from the projects busted his way out, went to a great school, got drafted, got millions of dollars, and he basically destroyed Colin Kaepernick by saying, "You're wrong, dude."
No, that's all facts. That's all facts, John. It might be an opinion, but that's 100% true. It really is. He lost his game. He lost his job to Blaine Gabbert. I actually went to a football game where I was hoping Colin was going to be starting, but Blaine Gabbert got to start. It was against the Bengals. It's just one of those games. We were standing there screaming for Kaepernick to come in, but the following season, it's like he started. It's exactly what you said. He wasn't starting, so he was sitting down on the bench and he was pouting, and then the narrative changed after that. But I'm not a Colin Kaepernick hater, but that's just what happened, and it's about maturity. And that's why everybody was really happy with Trey Lance, because he had this maturity about him, and Jimmy Garoppolo too. They're like, he's got this aura about him, It's like that's why the team likes both of them. So you're right, John.
Now, I'm doing fine, Shifty, and how I'm feeling about the team. I'm feeling good. I'm a 49er fan. I'm not a one player fan. I'm not a fan.
Let's go. 2-0. Also, by the way, I'm playing MLB this show, so if you're wondering.
49ers is my team.
2-0.
So I'm going to root to whoever my quarterback is. I'm going to root for them.
Yeah, that's part of being a fan.
I'm going to root for. I'm not happy that Trey Lance got hurt, but it was making me mad. If we don't change, he's gonna be hurt again next season. Injuries is not coach's fault, but there's some way how Cal use. I would use. See, I want Trey to be a scrambler. Yes, I want him over quarterback. I want him to use his legs, but I want him to be smart with it. I want him not run off time. I want him to be able to run off. That's what I want. So, and I don't know what Kyle in his ways that he would, let that happen. So if we keep on doing what we're doing with Trey ain't gonna last long in this football season. He's not. And Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, shout out to Shifty. He's a great guy. No, I agree with you, Corey. If we keep running Trey like he's a running back, he's not going to last long. And hopefully we get a chance with them again, because I know some people are optimistic about it. I've suffered a ligament torn on my ankle. I don't walk the same that I did before. So if Trey can come back in, and play the way he was playing, that's great. I suffered it earlier than he did. I was under 20 when I suffered my injury, so um, I was playing around on a skateboard, so stuff happens. But if he can come back in and still be the guy we need him to be, that's great. But at this point, this is just a shame. It really is because we didn't want him to be a running back. We wanted him to be a quarterback that had legs, that had mobility.
So,
Yeah. Let me just touch a little bit on Colin Kaepernick. Now, Colin, yes, he got into the political stuff. He got into where he wanted to fight for, us as black folks get treated by the police the same way, Caucasian people got treated. Because when we get pulled over, we can't do the same thing the Caucasians do. They get, if we jump out of the car, automatically police just jump at their guns, pull out their guns, shoot us. They automatically saying, it's like, okay, let me tell you, I had a lot of trouble dealing with police. I was just standing up there, me and my brothers and my cousin and our few friends, standing up at the mall. We went up to the mall, went to McDonald's, and we were standing out there in front, talking to some girls. Police officer pulled up, and he come and stood up in front of us with his gun out. And we're like, whoa. He didn't say he want us, nothing. He was like, stood in front of us with his gun out. And he said, we got suspects in front of this Japanese place. And I'm like, and so we started to walk away. We like, man, we better get out of here. He got his gun out. And then that's when he put the gun on us, like, freeze. And he put the gun in my friend's chest. And then the other officer pulled up, went to my brother, bam, and hit his arms up and started searching us and like he didn't come apologize, say nothing to us, say, I'm sorry. We was looking for this suspect and da 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 da. We was like, what do we do? What do we do? We don't run wrong. We standing here just like all these other people standing out here. Why y'all pick us? And they were like, we looking for a 35-year. I said, look, I'm only 19. My brother was like, he's 17. My friend, they like 17, 15 years old. 16. I'm the oldest. My cousin. And so, they didn't even come up and say, sorry, nothing. So that's what Kaepernick is really the kneel down. He said he wants in the Pledge of Allegiance. There's a thing that says, I can't think of the word, peace. United we stand. And back then, if you go back in slavery, before that song was made by a person that was holding slaves. That song was made, that Pledge of Allegiance was made by somebody that's holding slaves in.
Plantation owner, yeah.
So he was fighting for that, and then Colin Kaepernick said, okay. First he was he was sitting down, but a soldier came to him and said, "Won't you kneel down so you won't be disrespected? You're not disrespecting the flag. You're not disrespecting us."
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Kaepernick did that. He kneeled down. That's why he started kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so down in the NFL said, we can't have you doing this, so we're gonna blackball you out. No team don't want you. That was started with Jerry Jones, the president. Mr. Trump came out and said, nobody should never hire him. Get that idiot out of here. Donald Trump and them, and then the NFL owners, all the owners, Jerry Jones, all of them said no. So they started blackballing Kaepernick, keeping him from getting down. Nobody wanted him. Now, nobody wanted him because, too, if he comes now, I know back then he would get blackballed, but now if he comes to a team, and this is what they're gonna be dealing with. They're not gonna just have sports media in their locker rooms.
Yep.
They're gonna have political
Yes.
people coming. They're gonna have other kind of reporters coming. And the only thing they're gonna be asking, they're gonna be asking all the teammates, whoever signed him, how was Colin Kaepernick in the locker room? Even though the team probably just like the running back probably ran for 200 yards and won the game, but they're gonna be more interested in Colin Kaepernick than what happened on the field.
Yeah.
I own a Kaepernick jersey. I'm very proud of Kaepernick and all of his attributes on the field and everything he did, but he was hurt. I think he was hurt against the Rams.
Yeah.
And before the season started, he had a shoulder injury and a knee injury. And Blaine Gabbert did start and beat him out in training camp. I do believe that, he does want to do, service for like what you're talking about, Corey. But I think he was sitting on the sidelines and he didn't know how to accept that he was benched. And he didn't think that the camera was going to be on him.
Yep.
There was an opportunity for him to go to the Broncos. There was an opportunity for him to go to the Ravens. And if his girlfriend, who wasn't the same girlfriend that Alden Smith had, and Alden Smith beat up his car because of this girl who had a YouTube platform and who was also on, I want to say ESPN, she has a media stream. I can't think of right now what she was on, but Nisha is her name. And she went ahead and said, Colin, why do you want to go and play for the Ravens when they have a racist owner? And right after she said that, the next day, the Ravens dusted their hands and said, we don't want you, Colin. So there was opportunities for him to go to other teams right after the Niners. But because of the situation he was in and the people that he had surrounding him, he moved from being a football player to maybe more of a martyr.
Yeah.
And I really think he's got a lot of attributes about him. I mean, he should be a starting quarterback, but I don't think his heart's in the game anymore.
I know, because and again, like and thank you very much, Corey, for sharing that stuff, man. Because it's always great to know people, their experience, all that stuff. But this is the thing. Here's the thing. This guy has made more money in 1 year than
in the NFL,
any other quarterback during that time in 1 year, when he got a $50 million deal with Nike. Nike stock plummeted because a lot of people, so they started to burn their stuff. People stopped buying Nike stuff, but he got a $50 million check. The NFL and Ed Reed, no, not Ed Reed.
Yes, Ed Reed.
Eric Reed, former 49er, friend of Colin Kaepernick. The NFL basically signed a check to Colin Kaepernick. So in a 2-year span, this guy made a lot of money. This is before the $50 million contracts from all these big, quarterbacks. This is way before that stuff. I
think the highest was paid around 30, I believe.
Like, it's hard for me as a hardworking person in my life. I've always been broke, but I'm proud of that. And for a guy who is not playing football, is more focused on other stuff, getting paid all that money, I'm not have any sympathy for a person making millions of dollars. Okay? If anyone is making millions of dollars, I have no sympathy for them. You have no problems. You have a lot of money. Now, I agree 100% that you should fight for any injustice that happens in your community, in your local area, and stand up for that. That's 100% true. I agree with that. But as a football player, and I know this is not going to sound wonderful, but when you're a football player, you're being paid to play football. And like again, I'm not that type of person, but Kaepernick was offered to play in a good Broncos team, but they asked him for a $7 million and a $13 million pay cut. And he made his decision. The Houston Texans also wanted to give him, but they also wanted to do the same thing, $7 million. But at the end of the day, he wants to be paid $25 million to return. Is he worth $25 million to return? No, he's not blackballed because he's not going to get that money. Like, look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 NFC championship games. He's making $6 million before trade. Now he's making $16 million. The NFL is a very cruel business. You only get paid if you're a really, really talented player. Everyone else in the NFL are making penny scraps. So why does he have to earn the big money when he has not played football for a very long time now? And I know this is a very negative take, but I have to stand my ground. Like, if you want to play football, if you're a football player, I'm an athlete. I would like to play sports, but I am not pro. But if I was good and they offered me the league minimum, I would take that.
I'll take them. Same here.
Take that. I will take it.
Yeah,
there's certain quarterbacks and there's certain personalities. They say after a certain athlete gets done with his career, they could run for governor or could be the president of the United States. And it's
or just be an ESPN analyst.
They like that personality, like Roger Staubach. There's players out there, and for Colin Kaepernick, to do what he did, he's definitely got a lot of people supporting him. But I wouldn't have a problem with him wearing the pig socks during the practices and stuff like that. Again, if he's kneeling during the national anthem, that doesn't really make me feel good. I don't think that makes a lot of other veterans or other people feel good about it. But if he went about it just a different way, I got not pulled over. I was walking my dog 3 times playing Pokemon Go on my phone, and police stopped me and said, "What am I doing?" I said, "I'm standing right here in front of McDonald's. I'm waiting for the app to reload so I can, get my rewards. And then I'm walking with my dog, and, keep moving." And so, I mean, I know, I'm white, I'm super white, but I know it happens to everybody, and police aren't the nicest people. And I'm related to police officers, and they're not nice. But, what Kaepernick did, there's just, like John said, and other people said, you play football for 3 hours. After that, you can do what you want to do. I don't care about, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill's opinion about the president. But when he's playing Luke Skywalker, I want to hear what he has to say. So, I want to hear what people have to say and stuff like that too. But Kaepernick had his shots. And then, when he went back and he just had his tryouts again, it was going to be in Atlanta's Dome. And then he's like, "Oh no, I don't want it to be there." And then he moved it to a high school platform. I mean, you can't have it all your way, man. I mean, you're asking for millions of dollars, and you're asking the NFL to bend over backwards for you. So, again, if you was to wear pick socks during the practices, that'd be one thing. But to do it against the anthem, I don't know. So that's one.
But see, you go like this with this. You go in this direction. Now, why do we still got people that like that? Did crime, beat up women, or did something, and they stay on the team. They don't get blackballed. They don't get, put out.
Well, didn't Ray Lewis get blackballed after he punched his girlfriend in the elevator? Didn't Julian Peterson kind of get blackballed after he spanked his kid? On the Vikings?
They tried. It wouldn't if it wasn't for cameras. If it wasn't for cameras,
okay,
the players would be still playing. If it wasn't for social media and them kind of players playing, just like Deshaun Watson, he should be fired. If any of us did what he did like that,
we'd be fired. Yeah, that's a fact.
You lost your job. Yeah, you gonna get suspended for hopefully he can come back, be able to come back and be.
Yeah, exactly. A suspension is child's play compared to somebody getting fired and losing their stability of income.
I know, but the
That's one
NFL,
thing.
the NFL is a hypocrisy. You know that word.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're very hypocritical with these suspensions.
I know.
They suspend people that have done less for more, but people who've done more for less.
Yeah,
it's just
like-
very hypocritical.
I know, like, and I don't want to bring this up because I don't want to make this like a toxic. I want to talk football, but Ray Rice, Ray Rice got kicked out of the league after what he did, and he deserved it. Some people were like, "Oh no, you can't do that." No, he deserved what he did.
No, he deserved it. Yeah.
They cut him. They released him. Nobody wanted him. He was still 26 years old. He was a good running back for the Ravens. Okay, so the NFL does punish you if you do something stupid. Now, unfortunately, again, NFL is a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy. I love that word. It's a hypocrisy. If you do something illegal and a court says we're not going to put you in jail because it's not a felony, then the hypocrisy, that word.
Yeah.
So Deshaun Watson, it's a hypocrisy. Cleveland,
definitely.
There's half of Cleveland fans who don't like this dude, and there's some fans who like this dude. It's a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy. The 49ers are a hypocrisy. We were supposed to move away from Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey got hurt. Now we have Jimmy. The Niners are a hypocrisy. Okay? The team loves Jimmy Garoppolo. The coach loves Jimmy Garoppolo. Then why did you get Trey Lance? It's a hypocrisy. The fans are a hypocrisy. I'm sick and tired of our fans. But it shows you the NFL's hypocrisy. If it doesn't go your way, it doesn't go your way. But at the end of the day, hypocrisy is the NFL. And the same thing with other sports is a hypocrisy. The NBA became a hypocrisy when they decided to show their personal views on a country that's not the United States.
Yeah, they try to be woke. Yeah, with them.
The world that we live in. I'm sick and tired of it. Now, I am a hypocrisy myself because I'm still going to watch the 49ers.
Yeah, of course.
They play in Santa Clara. Like, I understand. They're the San Francisco 49ers playing in Santa Clara. The Yorks are hypocrisy. So, okay? The Dallas Cowboys don't play. They play in Arlington, Texas. Hypocrisy. So it's kind of funny. So that's the NFL for you. So the NFL will always do stupid things and they don't give a damn. They don't care about us. They care about their profit. Welcome to the world we live in. But people still support football and other sports as well.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm so glad that Jimmy took a pay cut and stayed with the 49ers.
Yeah, because who knows
right now?
Right now,
we'll be right now. If we got rid of Jimmy, we'll be dealing with Nate Sudfeld as our backup.
Or
now he'd be our starter. Yeah, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And so I have none of faith in them too. Right now.
Yeah.
I have faith in Jimmy. Leading this team. So I know a lot of people mad about that. Like I said, I don't wish nothing bad on Trey. I don't want Trey. I want to hold Trey. I was hoping Trey to play the whole season. I love Trey as our quarterback, and I hope next season when he come back, I'm just praying that he come back stronger and that Cal use him the right way. Don't use him as a running back. He's not a running back. He's a quarterback. Let him throw the ball.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Is he's not a running back. Use his athleticism to extend plays. Don't use him as a running back. I mean, what he changes the dynamics of our offense. Extending plays, being able to throw deep, throw outside the numbers to the sideline. He changes the way a defense plays us. Now it's like all they got to do is and I've said this quite a few times, stack the box and make Jimmy G try to beat you and see if he can.
Huge from him, David. Platform, if you like, come on in here. You can join us. The link is in the chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead,
And also, like, I don't like Mike Silver. I've never been a big fan, but I was listening to 95 the game, 95.7 the game, and apparently, Mike Silver, not the biggest person to take anything serious, but there was a situation that he got from someone in the building. Now, nobody knows if it was a player, a front office person, or someone that was just in the building, saying that Trey Lance accuracy was much worse than they anticipated. So that's why he ran 13 times. And it was raining. We can say it was raining. That's why they said they ran 13 times, and then he ran 4 times when he got hurt. He ran 17 times in 5 quarters. That is way more than when RG3 in a 16-game schedule. RG3 was averaging about close to 8 rushes per game, which is still a lot for a rookie quarterback. So if Mike Silver is telling the truth, which I do not, believe him, and I could be wrong, why did you draft him?
Because Trey Lance wasn't the original option. They tried to go after Aaron Rodgers at the end of the. They wanted Watson. They failed on Watson. They were too late to get Stafford. They were like, oh man. And then they started looking at the quarterbacks. They heard how the media was talking about him, and they said, we still have an opportunity at Rodgers. And they went after Rodgers the night before the draft, and then they said, okay, who are we going after? They didn't go after Justin Fields, because of his medical issue. They didn't want him having seizures after he got hit. They didn't get to trade up for Zach Wilson, because they might have went for Zach Wilson, but the Jets weren't budging to let them trade up. They weren't telling them what they were doing. Trey Lance is the more cerebral quarterback. He is the smarter fit, but he's the one out of all of them that's played the least. There was a really, really big feeling that Mac Jones was going to be the quarterback, but because the DUI, because of other limitations that Mac Jones has, there was a lot of media push that saying, well, why are you going to go and get Mac Jones if you have Jimmy Garoppolo? He's like Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0. And that's just a really negative take on any person. Every person's their own individual. But Kyle, he likes Kirk Cousins. He likes people like Mac Jones, and it's been proven. And if Trey Lance doesn't come back from this, it's really weird that they did run him the way that you want him to be mobile. You want him to run, like on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. You don't want to be predictable. So maybe you'll let him run on 1st down. Maybe you'll let him run on 2nd down. But he's not your leading rusher going in to every game. And he's not the guy that you want. If he's your franchise, you don't go and destroy your franchise by making him do, power rushes. And they did that in the Cardinal game last year. They did it again. They did it almost every game he's played. He's been like, power back. And if he's a quarterback, he's a quarterback. But I think what you said, John, and what other people have said about his short throws, his inaccuracy is an issue, because if the Niners are the team that they're going to be, and they're going to run 10 minutes off the clock, and they're going to give their defense this big break, and they're going to be able to, control the clock, control the ball. They want to run the ball. They want those 10, 14-minute drives where they only give the ball to. They don't have a problem scoring 28 points and saying the other team didn't get to score maybe but 7. They want to dictate the game. And if they can't dictate the game by throwing, 5-yard passes that take 40 seconds off the clock or 60 seconds off the clock, if you go and, score really quick, then your defense goes right back onto the field, and it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you at all.
I had a funny today, watching cutback crew. What's it called? That name?
49ers cutback. Yeah, 49ers cutback.
They did a video simulation of the game. of the 49ers is different. And then on Madden they had Jimmy G, and he was doing running the balls and stuff. He was doing the options and running it. I was like, no, ain't Jimmy G ain't gonna be doing no option runs.
So now last year, I think all the consensus of the number 3 pick for the 49ers, I think all consensus was Justin Fields at number 3. Now what the problem was is that everyone was saying Justin Fields makes the right sense at number 3 because Zach Wilson was going to be off the board. But everyone kept saying Kyle Shanahan is a Mac Jones guy, But every expert said you draft Justin Fields. When you saw all the mock drafts, Justin Fields was a top 10 prospect. Mac Jones was the 32nd ranked prospect. And everybody was saying, we're not going to change the number 1 prospect and the number 32 prospect. Mac Jones is a 32nd overall selection. And everyone said, you know what? Even though he's a 32nd overall selection, you can still draft him at number 3. Even the experts had issues with that, but they just rolled with that because of the speculation. So the night before the draft, John Lynch, Adam Peters, and a scout sat down with Kyle Shanahan. Now, if Kyle Shanahan is in charge of making all the final decisions, and he was in favor of Mac Jones, he could have overruled everyone. He can overrule everyone. But I started to think about something that, goes to 2007, that their quarterback, who they really wanted, and, even Rumble told me, they sat down with Deshaun Keisner from Notre Dame. Had the same attributes as a Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. Played at a Division I premier. Notre Dame is not a fluke school. They are one of the prestige, schools in the NCAA. They sat down with his mom, his dad, Deshaun. They said, all right, we really like you. You're really good. We want to draft you. Unfortunately, Cleveland picked them up 4 picks before us. Who was the next quarterback on Kyle Shanahan's list of best quarterbacks? C.J.
Mac Jones? C.J. Beathard. I thought we were talking this year.
C.J. Beathard was drafted in the 3rd round. He was a 5th-round talent. Kyle Shanahan does not know how to draft quarterbacks. So what? I think he played the media like he always does. I think Jimmy was never going to leave. All the speculation of going to Seattle, the New York Giants, the Texans, the Browns, whatever, I think he knows that he can only win with Jimmy Garoppolo, because if he was a really good guru, and I said this a few days ago on my podcast, could not win games with Beathard, with Hoyer, but he won 7 of 12 games when he was in Cleveland. What changed?
Okay, not to cut you off real quick, John, but does everybody remember the Rams game when Hoyer was playing against them? Hoyer played a really, really good game against the Rams, and we almost won it. We were in our black uniforms, and I think they were in their yellow uniforms or something like that. We almost won it, but Brian Hoyer, the Destroyer, got hit, and there was some change in the locker room, and there was there was some perception of him, but they fell out of favoritism for him, and they stopped blocking for him, and he almost became like Sam Darnold, where he started seeing ghosts, and that's why they made the move to C.J. Beathard. I'm a big C.J. Beathard fan. The one bad thing about C.J. Beathard, he couldn't throw the ball as fast as Jimmy. He doesn't have that quick release, but he can throw the ball like 80 yards. But that dude's tough, and the only reason he stayed on the lineup is because he kept getting up after the sack. But Brian Hoyer, he's not that bad of a quarterback, but after getting hit too many times with our whole line, that 2017 year, everything was makeshift. Everything was, it was like reconfigurating. Everybody was gelling together. And then that's why the 5 games that Jimmy Garoppolo came in, in the backyard football made everybody feel great because they're like, oh man, we just finally put it together. But Brian Hoyer, he wasn't that guy that was going to sit back there and take the hit.
Well, I will strongly disagree because I remember I was talking to an old high school classmate of mine. In the 6 games that we lost by 15 points. We're not being blown out. This notion, and I wrote it. I don't know where I wrote it, but I think I was talking to my boy about it. How the hell do you lose 6 games with 15 points? And the offensive line was supposedly, the offensive line was bad. Kyle inherited a very horrible team. Okay.
If you guys remember, though, the games were like 3 points. Like when we would lose the game, we weren't losing by, like a blowout or anything. It was a field goal or it was a touchdown.
My argument is that if we had a competent quarterback, we would not have started 0-9. I still think we would not have been really good. I think we would have won maybe 3 out of those 9 games if we would have had a competent quarterback. So let's say hypothetically, Jimmy, say before the season started, we traded for Jimmy in 2017 because it's kind of funny. People say Kirk Cousins. You know what? People need to get this notion out of their head, and I'm sick and tired of talking. I've already talked about it for over 2 years. Washington was never going to trade him to the 49ers. Get this in your head, people who still believe this.
Washington.
Here's the thing.
The Niners and Washington have bad blood. And I've said this before too, John. There's teams that we do not trade with. We don't trade with teams that we have like a rivalry with. And you got to look back into the 80s and the 90s. We don't trade with the Redskins.
Anyway, the point is that I think what they should have done was, they traded for Garoppolo mid-season. They should have. What they should have done was use someone because we had a lot of draft capital that year. We're gonna traded something to get Jimmy earlier. I still think the Niners would have maybe still finished 6-10 that season, but Jimmy would have had that year to learn. And then in 2018, he would not have got hurt, but the team would have been in a different direction. Nick Bosa would have not been on this team. Debo would have not been on this team. Ayuk would not have been on this team. Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner would not be on this team. So this team would have been very different. Very. So we still would have had Kittle. So Kittle and Jimmy Garoppolo would have still had their connection, but just realize that we got lucky that we were so bad and Jimmy got hurt and we got all these players. Just remember that. Oh, and Mike McGlinchey would have not been on the 49ers.
I thought Mike McGlinchey I thought he was going to go to the Bears, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let me see.
When I did my mock draft back in there.
Hey, real quick, let me tell everybody. Me and my wife, we play fantasy football together in a league, and this league,
all right.
My wife and we both play in a league with 14 people, and this weekend, me and my wife played against each other. We tied. How do you tie in fantasy football?
I
mean, the good thing is you can say I didn't take the L. And you can say I didn't beat my wife, so I mean, you can always say that.
No, but it's on general principle. How do you break a tie for fantasy or points?
And
we both come up with 170 points exactly. I'm like, I've been playing fantasy football for like 10, 15 years on and off.
I'm on my fourth year right now, and I won a title last year.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do this? This is crazy. First time it's ever happened, but it's funny.
But okay, you know what? I'm looking at this conspiracy. I'm saying this conspiracy. I wonder. Jimmy said he came back to the 49ers to that because he's at the system. He fits the system. He fits. But to me, sometimes I think Jimmy new.
No team had interest in him.
Even if he goes to another team,
Okay.
where's his best spot to get his starting job?
I see where you're going. I definitely, this is his best position. Going somewhere else, trying to be another system quarterback or learn to play offense. Sitting
Or a
on the
bridge
bench in
quarterback.
San Francisco was the best position for him
He's
because
a-
all he had to do was wait for Trey to get hurt. I
Mhm.
agree.
I'm thinking, he might say,
He must have known something
when-
about Trey's medical or
he said-
something. That's the only way, or some shit.
he probably looked at this. He probably knew how Kyle's gonna use him.
Or what if Jimmy?
And, you know,
Or basically, at this point, Jimmy's just playing just to boost his trade value, or his free agency when he hits the market next year. That's how it's looking at this point.
Well, hold on. That's the hope. We're hoping he plays good and boosts his value.
Yeah, that's going to boost his value when he hits the market here in free agency next year.
I honestly don't think the fact that we drafted his replacement sunk in last year. The way he played, I don't think it sunk in. So now that he's sitting on the bench watching the starting QB play, I'm thinking it probably sunk in. So we're about to see what he's made of. But do you think he's going to make more mistakes because of this?
But I mean,
It's definitely-
I'm just saying, where you get this best behind Trey Lance. I don't see him saying, okay, I go play behind, like, the rumor that he gonna be a backup for Tampa Bay, one of them. Tom Brady hardly don't know how to get hurt. He'll be sitting there all season.
It's definitely weird, like with Jimmy being on the team, how aggressive they were with Trey Lance. I don't know about you guys, but when I get a brand new car or a bicycle or a toy or something, I don't beat the hell out of it, and think, oh, I got my old toy right here or my old car that I can depend on. No, I baby that thing, and then you might jump on it a little bit, and have a little bit of fun on it. But for him to run Trey the way he did, and then Jimmy coming into the game and running, playing 3 passes right off, in a row, you're like, did he really game plan this way? Because it's like you don't just run your guy into the ground, and it seems like Kyle kind of did.
Well, at the end of the day, like, this game really, really has changed the narrative that Kyle has 65 plays set up from play 1 to play 65 when it was a run heavy, using the wide receivers, using Trey Lance to run the football, throwing the ball very, very little. And then Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, unless he went off script, which he never does. Maybe he realized that offense was for Trey Lance, and now we're going to see the offense that he did run with Jimmy Garoppolo against the Broncos game, because Jimmy Garoppolo was like rolling out a lot, like something he wasn't doing last year. He was rolling out.
Yeah, because he was a complete statue last year.
Very weird. Like, I don't know, like, what happened. And
It was that knee brace.
Yeah, and then again, this is the thing. Why I lost respect for Kyle Shanahan after this game. Like, your job was to develop this kid, and when you have him run 17 times in 5 games, you're showing that you don't want this kid to throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, you don't trust him, exactly. And secondly, you're increasing his chances of risking an injury when you're running the ball a lot.
And last but not least, who cares? Okay, who cares about, like, you want your quarterback to, like, miss some throws. You want him to be inaccurate, but you want him to throw the football. And many people,
exactly.
And many
you
people,
can learn.
And many people forget. Many people forget. Justin Fields had it rough last year, but he.
That O-line is horrendous.
Zach Wilson
and also
had it rough last year, but he threw the ball a lot. And those guys can run around and all that stuff, but they still threw the ball. What's his name? Trevor Lawrence. He can run around. He can do all that stuff, but he threw the football, and they were inaccurate. Now, the only quarterback who was
Mac
the
Jones.
best quarterback was because of
No,
his
stop.
was Mac Jones. Because he had a lot of pieces, a lot of weapons, and a good defense. So he just threw the ball short, and the wide
All he had to do
receiver.
was game manage at that point.
So why couldn't Trey Lance do that? Like Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. I know he's still hurt. Hopefully he comes back week 3. We still have Jawan Jennings. We have also Danny Gray. So
You guys have a lot of weapons, yeah.
I am very confused. Like I am so confused. Like that's why, like Trey Lance is not the guy. I think he just picked him up because he thinks he could turn any quarterback. So like he made a very big point. He says, "Say I had Lamar Jackson, I would do the same thing the Ravens do. If I had Aaron Rodgers, I would do the same thing that Aaron Rodgers does in Green Bay." So basically, you're saying that you take the skills that these players have at quarterback and you do what they know what to do. So if you are not a quarterback guru, you are dumb. You are dumb for saying that. Come on, why would you say that?
That's just trying to copycat at that point under your will.
And also, like I've said this, like I don't want to bring up any. Tua's not a good quarterback, but Josh McDaniels in 2 games has made Tua look really good.
Mike McDaniels.
Sean
Mike McDaniels, yeah.
Sean McVay made Jared Goff look really good.
I think
definitely.
what you're saying. I think what you're saying about like Shanahan, it has points, and I think maybe what is maybe not being misinterpreted, but maybe should be said is what I'm thinking is when he says I have Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to use him the same way they're using him. Yeah, you're going to let Aaron Rodgers go out there and play his style of football. So the type of football you're going to write for him is the way he plays football now. So you're going to ideally write plays for him to go out there and throw it all the time. When you have a quarterback, like Watson, you need to have, or like you said, the Ravens quarterback, he needs to be able to run the ball a little bit more. He needs to have more of those RPOs, So, for Kyle to sit back and say, yeah, I would run that guy, Josh Allen, the same way the Bills are doing it, because he's looking at their athleticism and saying, yeah, I could design plays that they're running right now. The same play he's doing right now, I could design that in my head. But, yeah, he's copycatting it, but he's just saying, I would take someone's athleticism and, put it to their benefit,
And it makes sense why Debo is used the way he is. I think and I agree with you. Like Debo has called himself a wide back. The media has called himself a wide back. The fans have called him a wide back. Even Kyle.
I think he's just a jack of all trades. He does everything basically.
Well, he created the wide back position, and that's why I kind of always tooted a little bit because I think it's fun.
But the point is that if Debo was saying another
Cordell
offense,
Patterson like a word. Yeah,
Debo would not be that wide back. But in Kyle's offense, he uses them in that way. And I'm starting to realize something, that if Debo was not fast through the tackles, he would not use them. Maybe he would ask Brandon Ayuk to do it, and then Ayuk would have become that wide back. Or say Ray McLeod had that. Well, he does have the speed, but he's a Spencer.
He's a returner.
So.
No, you're right, John. He's got a burst. Right when he gets initial contact. He scares people or something, and he runs faster or something. I don't know what but you're exactly right.
The Niners should utilize him more at the goal line situations because it catches a lot of tackles off guard.
And then also, I was listening to this podcast that's on Spotify with Marshall Falk, and he says when he was in Mike Martz's offense, when he went from Indianapolis to the Rams, they converted him to a pass catcher, with something he didn't really do. And Marshall Falk became an MVP. He part of that greatest show on turf, yada yada. But what happened? And Marshall Falk, he blew out his knee and he could not play no more.
He got hurt.
And he said this: the Trey Lance situation is going to happen like what happened to him. And Marshall Falk says, I am very worried that when Kyle has his kid come back, that he's going to do the same thing what Mike Martz did with him. And that's why he says, I am scared for the kid. And I agree with Falk.
Is he dealing with the same injury as RG3 coming in?
He had 80 catches, 600 receiving yards. He also had over 300 carries. He was being overworked. in those 3 seasons.
I think RG3 had a knee injury and Trey Lance has an ankle
I thought it was
injury.
an ankle. I could have no, never mind.
No,
Could've sworn it was an ankle.
he hold on. Let
RG3 had a knee
me-
injury, I
me
believe.
Google it.
I thought it was an ankle, but I could be wrong.
I
I think it's me too.
No, but on general principle, just that injury alone, around the leg area can affect the quarterback like RG3,
Mhm.
which it could happen with Lance. Because it affects the mobility and the speed of the quarterback running.
Here we go. All right, so let's see.
and their confidence.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
Because like Jimmy, he wears that knee brace, and I think that really affects him when he has it on.
And also, here's the thing and also, what's going to hinder Trey Lance as well? The team chemistry with him, because he's not going to get playing time with them throughout the entire season to develop the camaraderie over time. So that's going to suck.
RG3 suffered a grade 1 LCL injury. And after he had that injury, I remember he was so afraid to put pressure on that back foot. That's why RG3 mentally, he was still good. It's just mentally, he
wasn't there.
So when you watched him after that, he was throwing from his front foot before planting his back. So it was a very unorthodox way. So what he did was, when he dropped back, he put his front foot down, lifted his back foot, and threw the ball. He became so awkward. And many times when he was about to be hit, he would protect that leg and have his other leg be hit. It really shows you how scared he was mentally after that.
It takes you a mental. And he was young when that happened.
Well,
He's a young player like Trey
He was
Lance.
never the same.
He
was never the same.
He's very intelligent. You guys see him on other, like podcasts, and he does interviews and he does television and stuff. He's very intelligent, but he's just not going to ever be able to play again.
Mm-hmm.
No, I follow him on Instagram. He does drop a lot of videos about that game when he played, on his stories.
Yeah. I remember when he was in Baylor, like, many people thought that he was going to be better than Andrew Luck, and unfortunately, Andrew Luck was way better. And
both were plagued with injuries, but yeah, for sure, Andrew Luck was way better.
It wouldn't have mattered, because if Andrew Luck would have went to Washington,
it'd be horrible.
It would have been very tough for him. But if RG3 would have went to Indianapolis, he, like, those two quarterbacks, like, basically, it's so funny how the only quarterback from that draft class, which was brought up by Jim Trotter last year when me and the Beast.
But keep in mind,
so cool. Jim Trotter says first round quarterbacks are a bust 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
but here's the thing, also
drafted from 1 and 10, they're a bust. If a quarterback is drafted from 11 to 20, they have a 70% chance to be on their 5th-year option. And if a quarterback falls to number 21 to a playoff team, they will have a 10-year career. And that's what the numbers say.
Mm-hmm.
So Mac Jones is going to be as good as long as Bill Belichick is there and that defense is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, but if Andrew Luck would have went to the Redskins, I think it would have been the same situation that happened with Kirk Cousins over time. It probably turned out the same way Kirk Cousins turned out.
Because Andrew Luck was a horrible mobile. He could not run.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have done what Mac Jones was, just dink and dunk.
They can dunk to Pierre Garcon, all those dudes that they had in Washington at the time.
Without Googling it, I can't think. But was it Andrew Luck or was it Sam Bradford that got picked that year first?
No, it was Andrew Luck.
No, Bradford was 2010, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the year before.
Okay, so Bradford won the year before.
Yeah, to the Rams in 2010.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was the year where Seattle went 7-9 and they beat the
they put Marshawn Lynch ran all over that Saints defense and they got bounced out by the Bears the following round.
We went 7-9. There was like 3 teams in the West that went 7-9. If we
we won 10-6, but we didn't make it through the tiebreakers and because of the miracle at the Meadowlands in 2010. But yeah, we went 10-6.
So basically, Seattle went 7-9. They were in first place. The Rams were 7-9. The Niners were in last place, 6-10. and the Cardinals were also 6-10. That was a horrible.
Damn. Could have been anyone's division at that point if it took 7 wins.
So
Playing against playing that Saints team with Drew Brees and them coming off the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
See, back in the 80s, we was the best. We owned Seattle and Rams and all them. And then
oh no, the Cardinals were in our division before they went to 2004. They were in the NFC East.
I don't like the divisions back in the day were so confusing because the West, you had some teams that were from the Southeast.
Yep.
So in 2002, the NFL realigned everything, and one big mistake that the NFL has done is that they kept Dallas in the East because
exactly. I don't get why the Cowboys are in the East as well.
So some people are saying that someone from the South Conference, from the South Division, needs to switch with the Cowboys because that alignment doesn't make any sense. So,
to be honest, at that point, you'd have to switch for someone in the East Coast with them.
Yeah, and
Team like New England,
the only thing that would make sense is you move the Falcons to the East, and then you put the Cowboys at the South, and maybe the Cowboys will be good.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Just swap the Falcons.
It'll just basically be the Buck. It'll just basically be the Bucks and Cowboys every year after that.
Yeah, and then the Giants will be owned by the Falcons every year.
Yeah, okay. No, they'll choke every year to us.
Anyway, all right. Oh, TOP, the Hurt Business. All right, that's enough.
They'll be done with week 14, but yeah, go ahead.
So before my leg.
You good?
Yeah. So this is in a few more minutes gonna start ending the show.
Okay.
So we'll go over a little bit. So Thursday night, I picked Cleveland Browns.
I picked the Steelers.
Yeah. And and then Sunday, I picked Houston over Chicago.
Houston, yeah. Took Chicago over Houston, yeah.
Yeah, I took the Bears for some reason.
I just took them because they're the home team, but I'm definitely taking the under in that game. I'm not going to bet on either team. I'll just play the safety, take the under.
I'm gonna take the Texans because I think the Texans are way better than most people anticipate. So I got the Texans beating the Bears.
Well, it could go either way, but for me, I'll play safe and take the under for that one.
Then Las Vegas Raiders at Tennessee.
Las Vegas.
I think we all.
I took the Titans.
We took the Titans. All took the Titans. I think. Is that right?
I took the Titans because McDaniels is a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is a weird, confusing game. A very confusing game. Titans and the Raiders. You know what? I want to do something that I never do. I think.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna take the tie.
The tie.
I told you it's something I never do. So take the tie.
Yeah, bad.
Because number one, without Derrick Henry, the Titans are trash. Look what happened on Monday. They were just eaten alive.
They got stomped out.
And the Raiders blew a big lead against the Cardinals.
Like the Raiders are just going through the motions right now. They're like, I think they're really just trying to get that number one pick or something like that. I don't think they believe in their coach right now. They don't believe in their quarterback. I got three brothers right now that are probably, listening to me or eyeballing me, from a distance and thinking, man, come on, just say we're gonna win. But no, I don't think the Raiders are winning this week. And I've been picking them the last 2 weeks. This game's in Tennessee. They're not winning this game.
Here's my weekly prediction. One of these teams are gonna choke. There we go.
Okay, Kansas City at Indianapolis Colts. And
I took the Chiefs on that one. Colts are horrible right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've been turning the ball over. Offense is very inconsistent.
Yeah, I took the Chiefs too. Okay, John Jay. Buffalo Bills at Miami.
Ooh, I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend.
The week.
My trap game of the week, I'm calling it. Miami is the trap of the week, but I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out to Buffalo Bills and.
There you go. That's my trap game.
Brian, I think you took the Miami, right?
Yeah, I took Miami. I think Miami can pull this off.
Yeah, it's a trap game, but I'm going to go with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Detroit.
Versus everybody.
At Minnesota.
Detroit versus everyone. Yo, Michael.
I heard that, Brian. Thanks for acknowledging Detroit versus everybody. We beat the commies. We can now acknowledge we own everything. Detroit versus everybody.
Oh, speaking of Don Burr, apparently there's someone called Korey's who has been trolling me on Instagram. I wonder
trolling you on Instagram.
I wonder who sent them there, YTC.
This motherfucker be stalking all of us now.
All right, I'm done.
Oh no.
So we all I took Minnesota.
Minnesota versus who?
It's Detroit versus
Detroit.
Minnesota.
I took Minnesota.
Let's see. Oh man, this is a weird game because the Vikings lost badly to the Eagles. Maybe the Eagles are good. Maybe CG's right. Maybe the Eagles are the best team. Well, I forget. He's an Eagles fan, so I can't. I have to forget. That's why he's saying the Eagles are the best team. You know what? I'm gonna take Minnesota. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota too. I just had to give Don Burr a shout out.
No, I think Justin Jefferson's going to go off because after he didn't get the ball much in that game, and Kirk, is going to take his frustration.
Eagles talk. That's enough.
I need Adam Thielen to go off. That's who I need to go off.
Yep, don't get connected for free. No, stop. The white people connection. Chisel the honest.
Did somebody take Detroit? David, did you take Detroit?
Yeah, David took Detroit. That I remember.
Took the Don Burrs, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I took Detroit. That's right.
All right.
Detroit versus everyone. Yep.
No. All right.
Okay. Baltimore Ravens at New England.
Baltimore
Ravens. I took the Ravens.
I took the Ravens.
I don't trust Mac Jones. I trust Lamar more than fucking Mac Jones.
Oh man.
I took the Patriots because I think Bill Belichick's got something for Lamar.
You know what? Call me crazy. I'm gonna take the upset. I got the Patriots because I saw the Patriots versus the Steelers.
The Steelers.
And Mitchell Trubisky was uncomfortable. He was not airing it out. You know, a lot of third and shorts, a lot of bad situations with Mitchell Trubisky. And the Patriots and Mac Jones played pretty good. He was airing it out. He was running. Mac Jones was running. So I'm going to take the upset, and I'm going to got the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if New England wins, but I think it's going to be the Ravens because of the upset loss against the Miami Dolphins. They have to come back out.
Where you at, CEO? Okay, that's up.
Cincinnati at New York Jets.
I took the Bengals getting their first win on this one.
I'm gonna take the upset. Let's go Jets.
Yeah.
I do not trust that Bengals team. They really are horrible. They cannot protect their quarterback. It's like,
I think we all took the Bengals.
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna take the Jets. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Okay, Eagles at Washington.
It's a lose. I'm hoping for the tie.
Oh man,
I'm
Gavin.
praying for a tie.
Gavin was telling me that this is the best team in the NFC East, but CG, who's an Eagles fan, says they're the best team. Ooh, it's so hard. I don't
The
know. who
CG versus Gavin battle.
I got the Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I chose the Eagles. And
Eagles.
I believe
But yeah, the communists suck right now, so I took the Eagles as well.
I think David took the
I took
right?
the commies. I took the commies because they're at home. Wentz's revenge game, baby.
Oh, hey, David, I forgot to tell you that it was reported that Carson Wentz is not getting along with his team, and his team is not getting along with him. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same shit he did in Philly. People don't realize that. That's why he also got booted out of Philly.
So
They didn't like him either in Philly.
don't be surprised if my boy Sam Howell takes over the reins and blows everybody out in that division.
Okay. New Orleans at Carolina.
I took the Saints, but I said don't be shocked if the Panthers pull an upset at home
I took the Saints too.
because it's the divisional thing.
I'm taking the Saints. I don't
These
trust
weird
the
upsets.
Panthers. Until the Panthers can prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think we all took the Saints.
Yeah. I don't remember anybody said the Panthers. Jacksonville at LA Chargers.
LA Chargers, assuming Herbert's back though. But yeah,
Well, technically, Michael was telling me I have to pick the Jaguars because they're going to win the Super. I'm not going to take the Jaguars. I'm taking the Chargers
yep, the Apple Chargers.
because he says that he's going to rob YTC.
He ain't robbing.
I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna run his pockets week 7. Hope he keeps the same energy when we play them.
Yeah, I'm really high on the Jaguars. I said that earlier, but not this game. I think this is going to be the Chargers.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the Chargers too. I'm just like only worried about if I haven't seen no report if Justin Herbert is gonna play or not.
Because he took a big shot. I don't know if he broke his ribs or what, but he took a big shot, and he's a good quarterback. So that's really significant for the Chargers.
See, if Herbert not playing, I would took the to Jacksonville.
But I'm assuming this Herbert's playing that it's not that serious and he'll play. So I take the Chargers on that.
You know what? I'm about to do something.
I went out of the assumption.
Okay, well, Justin Herbert be playing against the Jacksonville.
I mean, injury reports don't come out till Friday, though.
Yeah.
They don't come out till Friday to announce if they're playing or not.
Damn. See, they shouldn't do that. They should wait. They should tell us now.
Unless they're playing Thursday night, then they don't release them till Friday.
Yeah.
Today, I think, the injury reports came out. It should be coming out today, I suppose, for the Steelers and Browns game.
No, I feel you, Corey. Because if Herbert goes down, Chargers don't have a backup.
Their backup is what?
Jaguars aren't elite or anything like that. But I mean, like, still, you have to have a solid quarterback when you go to.
She called for the Cards. They already have it. Says 3 of them. So I knew it was 2. It's 3. They're already out there.
That's my little brother.
Oh, Corey has a little brother. Didn't know that.
Yep.
I know.
I have a lot of brothers.
Oh, you have a lot of brothers? Damn.
Yeah.
Big
Damn.
family?
How many brothers you got, Corey? I got 3 brothers.
I only have one.
I have
He's 12, but yeah, I have a younger 12-year-old.
Keith, Marlon, Marvin, Keith, Kevin, and me.
But I mostly have sisters, but that's me.
Marlon, Marvin. I have 5 brothers, but one of them passed away this March.
Damn. Sorry to hear that, dude. That's tough.
Yeah, he was my brother's twin. He passed away.
Yeah, definitely sorry to hear that. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and my sister has half a heart. Yep.
God damn.
My sister has half a heart. It's backwards. UCSF has done all the medical surgeries on my sister. That's why I have a big tie to San Francisco. I've been up to the hospital several times.
Oh yeah, that hospital. Man, what was the last time I was there? That's nearby Kezar.
Yep, right in walking distance. That's why, like, when you're talking about Kezar, I've been to Kezar so many times just because of stress, because of whatever's going on with my sister. My mom and dad got to spend the night in the Ronald McDonald House. That's like right next to the hospital. Now they've moved the hospital closer to the Warrior Stadium, for the children's hospital.
Oh yeah, that hospital. Yeah,
but,
I remember. Yeah.
UCSF has. I will tell everybody in the world, if you have a heart condition, you go to UCSF or you go to Boston. Those are the 2 places in the United States that you have the best heart doctors.
Yeah.
So
in 2019, I was transferred from this park that's nearby the Cow Palace, which I work, called Crocker Amazon, to an elementary school to become their full-time PE teacher, and that was fun. And one day we went to Kezar. So I don't know how they did it, but we went to Kezar, and all the little kids were telling me, is it true the 49ers used to play here? Because my dad says all the time that they used to play here. So I told the kids that the 49ers did play here a long time ago before Candlestick Park. They said, and one of the kids, I will never forget this. He says, why don't they ever play over here? It's right near the school. And I was laughing. That was fun. Oh man. Damn, I wish I was still working over there.
And hello, Rudy. How you doing?
Rudy, what's up, man?
Say good luck to you.
Well,
you versus the Broncos. It might be a good game.
Well, the feeling's mutual.
We'll
see if your team beats the TRL's team.
Dying boy win.
No, TRL does not like the Rams. He's like, I hate the Rams.
Oh yeah, I know you're. Yeah, he's
a pop in here.
Hey, listen, what the Eagles are to me are what the Rams are to the Cardinals for him. Yeah, that's all bad.
Hey, YTC, you need to get yourself a corn-fed woman. I did.
When the time is right, yep, I will.
David's not wrong. Well, we're only friends right now, so nothing's happened yet.
Okay, so
I got a while to go. I'm 23 and I'm very young, so I got a long way to go. So yeah.
Anyway. So that's Rudy's on here. That's our next game. LA Rams, Arizona.
Oh man.
I took the Cardinals on that one.
I took the Rams.
I don't know who to pick in this game.
Hey, but like I said for the commies and Eagles, I just root for the tie.
I picked the Cardinals. I mean in a close one.
Yeah, so the Cardinals, they lost badly to Kansas City, but Kansas City's a good team.
Here's Rudy.
What up, dude?
What's up, Corey? What's up, everybody?
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
What's going down?
So what's up?
We're talking about who's on the.
We're just running down the pick'ems.
The Rams versus the Cardinals. I don't know. This is a tough game for me.
Well, everybody,
Rudy, let me
hold on.
Let me first say hello to you, Rudy.
Let me take off.
I've seen you several times in the Rombo, sports, and I've seen you several times in John Jay's chat. Let me just say hi to you. You probably noticed my Batman icon a couple times.
Yes, I like it.
Fan. I don't hate the Rams, but I don't root for you. So
well,
I definitely appreciate your passion.
Well, I hate the 49ers, so it's okay to say it. Everyone, I don't make no mistake.
I really
I hate
have
the
to
49ers.
Say,
well,
I kind of have to say they're your second favorite team because
well, around here we call them the 39ers.
Damn.
Well, I can hear that, but I really kind of feel.
I'm just kidding you.
No, I feel that, and I don't definitely understand that, but I kind of feel like deep down inside they might be your second favorite team as much as I see you on our chats.
No, see, here's the thing with that. I do have friends like my guy John Jay. We go back and forth too, but you do pick up information from the other other content creators of the main rival team, because Russell Wilson's no longer with the Seahawks. We always have our way with the Arizona Cardinals, and this division is weird because basically, except for 2019, the Rams have run this division. But the 49ers have been a thorn in our side because they beat us 6 times in a row. Mm-hmm. But we've usually won the division except for that 1 year in 2019. But you guys can't beat the Seahawks, and you guys, except for this year, and then you couldn't had sometimes problems with the Cardinals, but you do have success against us, and we don't have success. We have success against those other 2 teams. So it's just weird how it shakes out. But my God bless Corey and my guy that was talking about his sister. 2 positive vibes to you guys. But what a lot of people don't realize is, and there's no excuses. If your team is gonna kick off the ball, you're ready to play. You're ready. I always say, if you're ready to play, you're ready to win. We have not even played Van Jefferson yet. We didn't even have him. We don't have OBJ. We don't have Whitworth on the offensive line. So when we played the Bills and we were 10-10 and we caused 3 turnovers in the first half, we're like, oh, they're not that good. We're playing like crap. And then we couldn't score, and then they ended up getting it right. So we're looking forward to maybe seeing them again in February when we have OBJ back in the fold, when Von Jefferson is back, when our guy Les Snead makes a few moves to get us over the top like he always does. Maybe Whitworth comes out of the Amazon booth and gets back to left tackle. That's still like a Whittle thing. Who knows if we need some depth. So we're nowhere near the team that we'll be. Even we're playing you guys a week 4. This is not the team that we're going to finish with. Just like the Dodgers. The Dodgers always retool at the end. We're going to – that's what we do. So I just want everyone to understand, everyone's crowning the Bills. They're 2-game Super Bowl champions, right? So God bless them. We're not impressed. We played crap. We caused 3 turnovers in the first half, and it was 10-10 ball game, right? Rudy, so we're not impressed with them right now. But yeah, they are the best team in the NFL right
Rudy,
now.
I have a question for you. What is the record of the Dodgers right now?
Oh, I stopped when they won the division with 20 games left. I'm not interested in regular season. I was just hoping that they weren't going to burn themselves out before we got to the playoffs.
So the reason why I'm asking you, because we have a Yankee fan up here. Do you think?
Oh wow!
The Dodgers
throw me under the bus.
Well, the Yankees, God bless what's his name?
Judge.
Aaron Judge, man, he's right on Mickey Roger Maris's record, and amazing player, man. I'm looking forward to picking him up in a couple of years.
Record this week with the 60th home run already.
Yeah, he already tied it. Okay, I didn't see it, but God bless him in a couple of years when we pick him up on free agency when the Yankees have a fire sale. But God bless the Yankees, because the last time we played you guys in the World Series, we got you 1981. So God bless the Yankees. I have love for the Yankees, and I also I like the Yankees. You guys are going to be tough, man. But my Dodgers are look prime now. We don't even have Bueller. The only one who's falling off in LA is the Lakers, and we won't even talk about them anymore. But
hey, I gotta jump in real quick. Corey, thanks for having me on. I'll be here again next time. Just message me. Thanks for talking to you, Rudy, John Jay. YTC,
God bless you guys.
David McNew. But beat LA, and I'm out.
Also, if you encounter the Mets, please knock them out.
But what's funny though is because the Rams weren't in this market for 20 years, you'll see like my guy Niner Sickness and other guys. Let's go Lakers. let's go, Lakers beat LA because the Rams are back in Los Angeles. That's so hilarious to me because there's a lot of players, a lot of teams that are 49er fans and Dodger fans, or 49er fans and Laker fans. It's so hilarious to me because the Rams were out of this market for 20 plus years, but I get a kick. But God bless you, Corey, man. Keep up your channel, man. Keep the grind. I just wanted to come in here. You guys have a good chance with Jimmy Garoppolo. What I don't understand is this. You know how they were working with passes with Trey, getting him working on stuff like you should with a young quarterback. Why not, just like a 3-pointer in basketball, 500, 1,000 3-pointers, muscle memory? Why not have Jimmy work on his long throws? Why not have Jimmy work on the timing on his long throws if that's what he can't do? Because he can throw it, he just doesn't do it on time. Why not have him, hey, Jimmy, you got 50 throws, brother. Go over there and then come and see me. Why not do that? I don't understand why they're not doing that with him.
Look, we have Danny Gray, and what's the point of having a guy that's really fast if you're not going to use him?
Yeah, so I don't, like I said, Kyle is an amazing offensive coordinator, but I don't like him as a head coach. Really, I don't. He doesn't take the sword. He's always arrogant. He doesn't like say, you know what, it's my fault. I didn't get the guys in the right position, but he is a great coach. But have Jimmy work on his throws. Why do you not have him work on his deficiency? Why not have him work on that and have Danny Gray and him in the corner, left and right? Okay, now we're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it's going to be tough, man. You guys, Jimmy Jew, you guys have a guy ready to go. We'll see what happens, man, because it's just going to be between us. If Kyler Murray actually wakes up and he does his homework, they might be tough. But it's going to be between our two teams again, man. What do you guys think about Denver? Do you guys think they're going to be a tough game?
Okay, let's get there. Let's get there. Wait a minute.
From an outsider opinion, the Broncos are frauds to me. Their offense has definitely been struggling.
Did you guys see that TikTok about poor Russell Wilson thought the green was going to be grasser in Denver? He was telling the guys, "Okay, guys, call it out. Say pass, say run." Did you guys see that?
Nah,
yeah, that's just.
I don't go.
He's just doing. No, I saw it. He's mad extra from what I've seen.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying because you normally don't need to do that, right? You have leaders on defense, and the title is Russell Wilson back in Pop Warner. I go, poor Russell Wilson. He's telling the defense, "Hey guys, call it out." The quarterback is, instead of looking at the tablet and seeing what he needs to improve on, he's calling that out. So it doesn't surprise me they're 0-2, but I just wanted to pop in real quick. Thank you for letting me in, Corey. God bless you, brother, and John Jay and all you guys. Thank you so much, man. It looks like it's going to be between us again this year.
Yep.
Week 4 in Santa Clara. It's going to be crazy, man.
That's going to be a funny game.
But you know what? Since we don't have Troy Hill and our offensive line is struggling, let's have you guys not run the ball this game. And not use Debo so much. I saw that play that he made. I was like, how the hell do you guys not just jump in front of him and trip him? Jeez.
So Rudy, before you go, who do you have? The Rams or the Cardinals?
Oh, I always the Rams. But also too, not just because of that. We have success, just like you guys feel going in with us. You guys can beat us because you have. We feel the same with Kyler Murray. It's just something about these two teams with the matchups, and but we'll see, man. If we let the Falcons come back, I went to go see Peo, John Jay, and I thought the game was over, right? So I'm making my way to go see him before the game's over, and I look up and I go, "Are you serious? It's 31-25." They blocked the punt, which I thought maybe was a call. They could have called, and then they got they scored again. Luckily, Jalen Ramsey showed up this time at the end. Crazy game, man. But this is a weird season. We'll see what happens, man.
Because you got
the Dolphins look like the greatest show on turf in that game.
That's true.
6 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But God bless you guys. Take care. Have a good night, man. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we got the Rams. I got the Rams winning this one.
Okay. Yeah, we need all the wins we got to put on the board, man, because our offensive line, we lost our center.
Yeah.
We signed a couple of guys.
Try not to get Stafford killed.
I just don't trust Arizona.
But check this out real quick. check this out before I go. I'm not all rah Sean McVay. I love Sean McVay. Why did we come out dropping back like we have the same offensive line as last year? That like we have OBJ and Von Miller playing. Why did we come out dropping back thinking that Von Miller's not going to try and rush in and make a statement? We should have had hurry up offense, running towards Von, smash him, see how healthy he is. We should have been getting the ball out of Stafford's hand. We should have been using Tutu Atwell and Allen Robinson throwing deep balls. We should have been running the ball towards Von Miller, getting rid of the ball. I don't understand what that game call was, because we had a chance in the first half. We got 3 turnovers and we couldn't score, and it was 10-10. But I don't know what we were doing. We dropped back, and it's like, okay, we're going to continue from last year. We don't have the same line. We don't have OBJ. We don't even have Van Jefferson playing. Allen Robinson has not even played it in a preseason game with this. I don't know what McVay was doing, and that's why I wish the NFL would have put that game a few games back. But anyway, that's a sour grapes on my part because I was looking for so much from these guys, and we didn't have a good game plan. But anyway, God bless you guys. Take care, man. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks, man. I'm looking forward to it.
You too.
Peace.
God bless you.
Yep.
God bless you too. Okay, so
you know what? I'm just gonna take the Rams.
yeah, I took the Rams too because I don't trust Arizona's defense.
Sticking to my guns.
The defense, the secondary. Arizona secondary.
No, because the Cardinals have a front seven. Also, the Rams O-line's been struggling now that Rudy pointed it out. They did improve on that pass rush with the Cardinals.
I'm sticking with the Red Chickens.
But yeah, I'm sticking with my guns, yeah.
No, they're called the Red Flags. They're called the Red Flags.
Okay, so Atlanta and Seattle.
Oh, yeah, I took the Falcons on our ups. Yeah, Falcons.
I
took the Falcons already,
Yeah, I took the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
Bucks.
Yeah, I think I took the Bucks.
Yeah, you was in here when we did that. Came in. I took Green Bay. Last Sunday night game.
Yeah, I took the Niners.
I took the Niners.
Mm-hmm. So earlier I said I rarely pick wins or loss against my team. But if I had to make a prediction on who's going to win this game, the Niners on paper look really good. They're the better team. Jimmy, for whatever the reason, like I know like a lot of people criticize him, but Jimmy does make this team better. It's not the popular opinion. People don't like it. So I'm going to take the 49ers in a very tight game. I don't think this game's going to go like the winner of this game is not going to score more than 21 points, in my opinion. It's going to be a very close game.
Yeah. And then our last Monday night game, I think we all took Giants.
Yeah.
Took my team, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And Cooper Rush, let's see if Cooper Rush is the real thing.
I'm hoping we get getting our pass rushers back. It's going to definitely help us seal the win.
Mm-hmm.
If they're playing week 3, so yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Cowboys, my neighbor, finally for the first time this season popped out. We're going to beat the Giants on Monday night 35-0. I don't know what he has against the Giants.
It's an NFC East thing, I guess.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I hate the Eagles more than the Cowboys. Washington's just there. That's just how I feel, yeah.
So I heard Corey Harris was trolling you and
during my show Undisputed earlier. Yeah, he was trolling.
Who is this Corey Harris? I'm very, very now. I want to know who he is.
He's someone from Fifth Stream. Basically, he was an Eagles fan who trolls Fisk a lot because he's a Giants fan as well. So yeah. He's someone from Fifth Stream. All these trolls. Half of these trolls came from Fisk or the TTC BS.
That's the dude who gets money from Michael so he can whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's from that community. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care either. You just got mad because I was taking a mad. We were talking about how New York was better than Philly on our main hit.
The best place on the planet, no matter what anyone says. When they think about the United States, it was New York. They don't think about Philadelphia. Think about New York. That's true.
Hold on for a minute.
Philly wants to be us so bad. Same thing with Chicago, and they still don't.
Like, ask 100 people who live outside the United States, and they say, name a city of the United States quickly. They will all say New York. They don't say Philadelphia.
They'll either say New York, Texas, or California. One of the three.
Yep. And a lot of people would think people will say like Chicago or LA. The second city people talk about who is San Francisco. So when you ask people, it's New York and San Francisco. Why? One has the Statue of Liberty, one has the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, he has neither.
All they have is what, a Liberty Bell and a Rocky statue. That's it.
Oh man. Now BPS is going to come in here. I heard that, John Jay.
And also Declaration of Independence because they're signed over there.
I guess it'd be a bit try.
The Declaration of Independence was signed over there, so of course.
And ask him to describe to me.
But also, people would think more of Boston before Philly, anyways, because of the U.S. history in Boston. So yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Here's what I got today.
What?
What you got?
We got 2 new chickens, 3, 4, 5 new chickens. Because the other 3 got killed.
Oh yeah, I remember, and this is my OCD. A year ago, we were hanging out on CG's channel, and you were talking about that one of your chickens was killed. See, I don't forget stuff. It's a little curse I got. I hate having OCD.
How were the chickens killed?
We thinking of raccoon. What happened was my brother had to go. My brother had to go to work early.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be working 5, so he went down there at 4. He didn't want to stay in the cage all day. And sometimes I have a hard time going downstairs. Yeah. So he said it should be okay to let him out, and he opened the gate door and let him out. Sometime in the morning, after he let him out, some came, either raccoon, skunk, or whoever came and got him. We looked out there and they said, we see one body of the chicken. The others, we see some feathers of the black one. We call her Blackie, was there. And then the other one, I think the third one, I call her Beyonce. You know why I call her Beyonce? Because she survived the other attack before. She was like the first chicken my uncle bought her before he passed away. And so I said, okay, her name is gonna be Beyonce because I think of her singing a song, I'm a Survivor. You know Beyonce's song, I'm a Survivor?
Yeah.
That's why I called her a Survivor. She might be still alive. She might be, because she does go sometimes out, and she probably in the our neighbor's backyard over here. Our neighbors over here got chickens, so she probably went over there. And we just said, well, she's over there, let her stay because she's safe over there. But we got 4 new chickens. Went up there, my brother's like, told me today, he said, my niece came over. See, there's a video. I'm going to share it on my page. None of y'all, only David can see it, huh? So David's the only one on Facebook. But there's a video of maybe I could try to upload it to my channel here. my niece made this one chicken she called Goldie. And every time kid goes in the backyard, Goldie come running up to her. She go, Goldie! And Goldie come run wherever she's at, come running. And run up to us and let kid pick her up and stuff. Let my niece pick her up. And she only do that to kids. She don't let me pick her up or let my brother or none of us get close to her like that. She let my niece. So we got, and so me and my kid said, let's go for a ride. And we drove up there. I was like, why does my brother want me to go with my niece? Why are you trying to get rid of me? What's going on? And then we pulled up to the chicken feed place. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go ahead and get some more chickens.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey Corey, thanks for having me on, man. As always, I gotta go, man. I gotta be up in the morning. Peace out.
I gotta be up in the morning too. I got a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, you're about to miss. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Corey. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for coming on.
I'll be on tomorrow as well, so I'll see you there. Or YTC out.
Take it easy, guys.
And peace out, David.
Later, bro.
All right.
All right, Corey. Thanks for having me on. Like always, bro. You know I'll be
You're
here
welcome.
next time.
Yep. Oh, David, I'm so sorry. I cut you off when you were saying something, and you did. I said I want to say, and I cut you off.
Oh, it's
sorry
all good.
about that.
It's all good, buddy. No big deal.
Okay.
All right, man. But yeah, you have a good night. Thanks for having me on. You know I'll be here next time.
Yeah.
Good luck at your doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, quick story. So my ex, my daughter's mom, who I'm still friends with, we never stopped getting along. You know, she has stage 4 stomach cancer.
Okay.
I mean, they initially thought it was stage 2, and then she went in for treatment, and they said, no, we got to rethink your treatment process. So that sucks. I mean, my daughter gets married on November 6th, but it just, you know, she called me to tell me. That was a very heart-wrenching phone call, you know.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. I mean, but what can you do?
Yeah. I'm going for a heart test. That's why I haven't been riding my bike, because they wanted me to wait to get the heart test first, and then see how my heart is beating. Then they say if I should get back on my bike.
Yeah, I got a doctor's appointment next week for a full-on checkout. I don't feel anything wrong, but I figure it's better to go in and, you know, get yourself checked out every so many months, right? Just to be safe.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got this weird thing on the back of my head. Kind of feels like a zit, but it don't pop. I'll probably get that removed. But, you know, that's pretty much all I got going on right now. But all right, buddy. Thanks for having me on. I'll definitely see you next time.
Yep. Probably I might. I don't know. I might do the Monday night game. I mean, after the Monday night game,
I didn't hear what
I
he
might
said.
come on here. But I'm thinking I might do that
Where's
after
the
our
stream
game.
at?
Well, if anybody's still listening, I'll be probably gonna do Sunday night after the 49er game. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Rudy, for coming in. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, YTC. Thank you, John J. And thank you, David. And then I had and Brian Cup. Thank you. Y'all all have a good night, everybody. And see you next time.